And welcome back to the Now Add Salt podcast, where we help CPAs and tax advisors and accountants and bookkeepers stay on top of the rapidly changing world of sales tax and provide services for their clients in a profitable, beneficial way. So this is part number 3 of our episode on how to make money doing sales tax returns for your clients. And so when we last met together, I was talking about trying to really prove to you that you do not need to be an expert in multi-state tax issues. So, really we have a lot of expertise when it comes to that. In fact, my team, I and a couple of others on my team are the authors of the multi-state income tax course by the AICPA. Very popular, by the way, surprisingly so. But it's very popular. You can go online and take that course. I think it's around $200. It's about, I can't remember, 12 hours of CPE. It's a very substantial course. But anyway, we really do have a lot of expertise in state and local taxes. We've been doing this for a long time. But when we started doing sales tax returns, we had no expertise in that. And it's not our expertise in SALT matters that makes us good at sales tax return services. It's the process that we use. So I told you that we try to create our own software, and that was super expensive. I don't know, maybe we spent $300,000 in our own cost trying to create something that was a waste. Back then I talked to another vendor called SpeedTax, and we were trying to see if we could buy their software, and we did try, but man, it just didn't work. But I remember the founder of that company told me that they had spent $5 million creating this software. Listen, I have been through every possible software in trying to do this profitably ourselves. And so I just want to compare. I know a lot of CPAs and accounting firms do a manual approach. And I don't mean by hand filing out returns, although I know that happens in some cases. But it's not using any software at all. It's just taking customer client data and inputting them into forms on the internet. So it's still in what I call a manual approach. So let's just talk about what the major pain points are and how I think they can be solved. So the first major pain point is you've got to get your clients' sales transactions into some sort of spreadsheet. So you can manipulate it, because when they sell things, it's not automatically broken out by state and county and city. And you need all those breakouts to file the returns. You're going to find that out. Well, so let me share with you just a couple of screen grabs of the Avalara Trust File product, because I'm really very, very impressed with this. It really makes this pain point go away, because there's no process of bringing sales transactions into a spreadsheet. You can still do that if you want and upload that data into Trust File, but you don't necessarily need to, because there's no manipulation you need to do, no sorting, because Trust File does that for you. So as I mentioned, you got to get all their transactions and then sort them by jurisdiction, assuming your client can give you all that information, because you've got to consolidate that information into reports that you can use when you go online to file the actual returns. So yes, you can download data into a spreadsheet and upload it to Trust File, but if your client uses any of these platforms and more, then there's an integration. QuickBooks, Amazon, Shopify, all these are ready to be integrated. So instead of you pulling data from these platforms and then uploading them to Trust File, it's already in Trust File under a manual approach. So you've downloaded data, you've sorted that, and that's taken you hours to do. Then it comes time to either, hand do the returns, PDF returns, so that they can be filed, or go online to the state's website and hand enter that, which is also fraught with potential errors, not only time, wasting, But in the process of transferring numbers from your spreadsheet over to the online filing form, that's where we have the potential fat finger errors, right? So the population of the forms is another big process here. In this case, in the background, TrustFile automatically prepares your sales tax returns. Another major point, maybe half of the time spent in doing tax returns is getting the payments all set up. So you have to, you download this data, you sort it, you get it in, you start preparing the forms, or you go online and you prepare the forms online. And now you've got to figure out how to make payments. So in some states, you have to mail in the form, send in the check, which means you have to get them signed, which means potentially you have to get wire transfers from your clients so you can prepare the checks, and you have to get power of attorney so you can sign the checks. All these things is what we do, by the way, so I'm very familiar with it. But look what TrustFile does for you. When you set up your client, you not only put in their taxpayer ID numbers, et cetera, but you also put in their tax payment account, from their own bank. And then TrustFile, when it files their returns, can transfer that money from their account directly to the state jurisdiction. So I just can't, if you've never done sales tax returns the manual way that we have done and still do in some cases, then you don't really understand how beneficial that would be. Another major pain point in doing sales tax returns, you've probably discovered, is that some states, you not only have to file the state return, but you have to do local returns. So Colorado is a good example, very, very painful. Louisiana is another. Well, as of this moment, that pain point is not erased by TrustFile. They do not do these local returns yet. But from what I understand, it's high on their list. It's on the roadmap, and we should have that soon. So have I shown you enough that at least piques your interest to believe that, hey, none of that really, what Andy's just been talking about, required me to have deep SALT expertise. You don't have to know about apportionment. You don't have to know about taxability of so many different things. It does get really complicated, sales tax does. But when you're doing sales tax returns, you need to get sales transactions, upload them into TrustFile. And if they're already hooked up to any of those platforms, there's no uploading. You don't have to sort it. You don't have to go online and enter it. It just, you click a button and they get filed. All right. So myth busted, I hope. No deep SALT expertise needed. All right. Now, what I believe is the, potentially really big one sitting out there that, okay, I see that we probably do have clients who need this. We probably have clients that I'm not even aware of that need this, and I would agree with you. I see that potentially that there's this software that we could use, and that could make it very simple. But Andy, my clients, they don't pay for this. And the truth is they absolutely will pay. And they'll pay you over $350 an hour for one of your staff people to do it. So isn't that pretty awesome, right? So I hope that this has been valuable so far. We're into part 3 here, and I would love your feedback on whether sharing these secrets and these tips has been valuable to you. And if you would comment in the podcast, I would really appreciate that. I mentioned to you that I would share with you how you can work with us. So the most exciting thing I want to share with you is how you can get your how you can get your clients to pay you for this and pay you very profitably. And that's coming up. All right. That's the next thing I want to share in our podcast. But as I said to you at the beginning, that if it's okay with you, I would just like to tell you how you can work with me. If you would like to get some help in starting your own SALT practice, because I am starting out a mentoring program. I call it the SALT incubation program, where we will get together once a month and we'll do it online for 90 minutes. And as a group, we jump on and online for 90 minutes. We get together. I don't talk about theory. We make it very practical. I tell you exactly what to do, exactly what to say, how to use this software, how to build this software, how to build your client, how to talk to your client, the words to use, the scripts, the letters, whatever you need. I teach those things. And over 90 minutes, I teach and I also answer questions from the group. And so that's what we do. And we're going to do that over the next several months. So that's what I'm really excited about sharing with you. So one of my goals in our presentation today was to share with you the fastest way to double your profits. And remember, as I mentioned, it's not by hiring somebody. That's a way to double your expenses, right? And it's not by cutting costs. You can only cut so much cost. But the best way is by doing more profitable services for your existing clients. And so every month we dig deep. So in the next 3 months, here's what we're planning to cover in our group, and it starts May 2nd. Exactly how to do returns using TrustFile, how we use it, how to use our exclusive proprietary tool called the START tool to perform a free strategy session with your clients. Get them thinking about where they have potential problems. We'll teach you what the 5 biggest hotspots are that they could be facing. And it does a good job of raising some issues that they may not even be aware of. We will teach you how to know where your clients have nexus for sales tax and income tax, and they're different. So every month we'll drill deep and we go really, really practical. So you get all these resources each month. I'm going to share with you content from our actual brochure that you can use in a brochure yourself. I'm going to share with you a script for your emails announcing that you do this. I'm going to share with you website content that you can put on your own website. And the whole idea is I want you to hit the ground going faster. Maybe, just maybe, you can be like us and up to $1 million in just a few years. So if this sounds like something that you would be interested in, then just reply to this podcast. Just say, yeah, I'm in. I would love to be a part of this. And then we'll send you a link so you can join. Now, this podcast is, it's just a few weeks away from starting our first group. And this first group, really exciting announcement is that it's totally free. I will be charging for this in the future. This is just my first group. I want to get a wide range of different kinds of accounting firms, from just starting out to established to lots of clients to not so many clients, and just see how valuable I can be for you, how I can really help you. I mean, it's my goal here, obviously, is to create something that has tremendous value. And if I can help you be successful, then I know you're going to help this. You're going to be the great testimonial that I need for other accounting firms. So that's why I say this whole process is to teach you the best way, the easiest way, the quickest way, and the most profitable way to do it. So if this is something that you would like to do, then that's how you can work with me, by just joining this group. And you should do it quick. Our first webinar that we did on this a few weeks ago, we had 57 people that said they were interested, but I'm limiting the group to 25. We have another webinar tomorrow, as a matter of fact, and I assume we'll get the rest of our group. But if this is something you want to do, just jump in. If you want to be on the waiting list to find out what the charges will be to join the group later, then let me know. All right, fantastic. So let's quickly, in just the few minutes that I have left, and I want to save time for our inner circle group to answer their questions. And if you have questions too, by the way, then the best way for you to ask your questions is find me on LinkedIn. Make me your friend on LinkedIn. I'll accept your request, and then you can pose whatever questions that you have, and I'll do my best to answer them. All right, fantastic. So you say, or maybe you don't have this myth, but many people do, that no, my clients just won't pay for this. And I say, yes, they will. They'll pay you close to $400 an hour. So remember, here's another 3 secrets. All right. So I'm just giving you every secret that we have for how we do this. And in the mentoring group, we go in much deeper detail, and I provide you with these very resources. So this is what you really need. First of all, you've got to have a good advertisement of your services. It's got to look like you actually do this. It can't be something you just sort of throw out there. So you need content for your website. You also need a really nice brochure. That's how you establish your value. If you have none of these things, then your clients expect to pay you very little. That's just how it works, the psychology of pricing. And when you present the price, there's one way you do it when you send pricing by email. And for some of your clients, you're going to do this. And there's another way you do it when you are meeting face-to-face in my strategy session that I'll teach you about. In any case, you will present to them a menu pricing where they get the premier service has all these 15 things, or the full service has these 10 things, or the essential service has these 6 things. You need to present it that way. And a hot tip for you, the most successful way we've done it is always talk about the most expensive option first without showing the price. You got to show your options. And I'm going to show you exactly how to deal with their questions like, well, can you just skip to the price? And I'll give you exactly how to answer that question. So in our mentoring group, we provide all these things for you because we have the quick start training that teaches you the income tax nexus, how to use the start tool for a strategy session, and more. We give you content for offering these services on your website. We'll teach you about the pricing strategies and give you the content that shows what those 15 items are in the premier version, in the full version, and in the essential version. We'll give you email content that puts the pricing in the right spot exactly, plus gives a full explanation. And we will give you our brochure content. So the fact is that you do have clients who need this service. You don't need deep salt expertise, and your clients will absolutely be thrilled to pay you lucrative amounts when they see the value of what you're providing. And you'll be warm and fuzzy all over because you're protecting your clients. And as you do so, you'll be growing your business profitably. So that concludes episode number 3. Our Inner Circle members, please stay with us, and we'll see you on the other side.